This Congressman Kevin Yoder is here. The latest session of Congress, what, you wrapped up last Wednesday and then started Thursday?
Yeah, we finished on Wednesday and started the next day.
Nice break for you.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking time to come by this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me down.
You got a couple of new bills in mind for this next session in Congress that you're proposing. Tell us about them.
Well, with the spending crisis in Washington, D.C. and the national debt now over $16 trillion, I think people are looking for members of Congress to find solutions to these challenges, and I think we can start with looking at our own congressional budgets. We need to lead by example, and I think we need to show the American people that we're willing to cut our own salaries, cut
your own salaries?
Yes, cut our own salaries and cut our own benefits. So I've introduced a couple of bills already in the brand new Congress, my first two pieces of legislation. The first one would cut every member of Congress's salary by 5%, and the next bill would eliminate those lifelong pensions that members of Congress receive through their service once they're retired. And so those two bills have been introduced. They're House Resolution 150 and House Resolution 151. And my hope is that Congress will take those up and will show the American people that we get it. We know that there's a lot of suffering in this country, and we're willing to lead by example with our own benefit packages.
Now, Congress has not always voted the raises that were proposed for their pay into place. Some of those get voted down. But I don't know about them. Come on, a pay cut? The chances of these passing is slim. Why do it anyway?
Well, I'm going to push Congress to do these, particularly the salary cut. But particularly the pensions. I don't believe members of Congress deserve a pension. It encourages them to stay in Congress longer. I think it encourages folks to go to Washington, D.C. for the wrong reasons. Look, service in Congress ought to be a responsibility you take because of the service, not because of the benefits that you might receive. And so I think if the headline in the newspaper tomorrow was Congress eliminates its lifelong pensions, people might spit out their coffee all across this country because Congress actually did something to reduce their own benefits as opposed to coming for taxpayers like they always do.
Well, this is a sore spot, raising the debt ceiling. That's the next argument now in Congress. We've all lost our pensions. People have lost cost of living raises. Everything that we've been talking today about an electrical rate hike. People are struggling to make ends meet more and more, and we need some results.
Well, and that's right. I think that we have a spending crisis in Washington, D.C. We borrow about $4 billion a day. We borrow $40,000 a second. So just think about the money the country's borrowed just during the course of this interview. And so we've got to get control of spending in all areas. And that means every part of the budget's going to have to be part of these reductions. I'm willing to lead and be part of those discussions. It's going to have to be bipartisan. We've got a Democratic president, Democratic Senate, a Republican House. That means we're going to have to work together to get things done. And I'm willing and ready to be part of that type of solution.
We hear that talk a lot, so we're looking forward to some action.
All right. Well, I'm ready to do it, but we've got to have is balanced legislation. One of the reasons I opposed the fiscal cliff legislation last week is because all it did was raise taxes and increase spending. I think Americans are looking for a better balance. They want to see some spending cuts for once out of Washington, D.C. And we're going to start, I'm going to push for that we start doing that partly through our own salaries and our own benefit packages, and then move forward and work together to cut spending in all parts of the budget.
All right. We've got our eye on you.
Okay.
Good luck with that fight.